Hello and welcome. This is Chrisanne. I'm coming at you from Elemental Energies with Chrisanne. Today's going to be a little bit of a longer video than what I normally do. We are going to make a playing card mini book. Now I have a whole bunch of these to make, so I'm probably going to do a different video in each one with different sort of themes. I am doing a show very soon and I am going to be selling a whole collection of journals. So this is going to be a playing card mini journal with sort of a witchy metaphysical theme to this one. I have made these probably about a year ago on my channel. So we are going to be doing I call it the mushroom punch, and we're going to be doing the binding using these as a binding for the book. So the first thing that I want to do, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I haven't decided if I'm going to do 5 or 6 pages. I'm kind of feeling like I might do 5 pages. So I don't know. Should I do 6? Well, we'll do 6 on this one. And then I'll decide, because I can always use this in something else. So what I want to do, the first thing I like to do is cover the front face of the cards with a sewing pattern. I like the paper. I like the sort of texture of the paper. I like that I can still see through it and see behind it to see the actual playing card. I'm looking for sort of a bigger piece. So maybe we'll use this piece right here. I'll just tear that. I am putting the paper face down because I'm going to flip these over, and I'm using a glue stick. I'm going to put my scissors here because it's starting to get windy. I'm outside on my deck. And so I'm using the Scotch permanent glue stick. And I don't care if I get glue on this because I'm gluing all of this together anyways. So I'm gluing the front of all the cards. So I'm going to flip it over, face down, give it a nice squish. I go for the place that has sort of like a lot of lettering or writing or lines or something like that. That's what I look for. I just bought this pattern. It was, obviously, it's not brand new. It's all cut apart, which, whatever, that's fine. Didn't bother me. I think I want to add a little bit more glue to this first one. Stick that down. So I like doing these little mini, teeny tiny journals. These can sort of fit in your pocketbook, in your backpack. And I have a whole bunch of playing cards that I had gotten at the local dump / recycling center. I got boxes, like huge, giant, they were in giant Avon boxes. And I took them all. I gave one to my mom, and I think I kept 2. Giant boxes. Worked for me. I haven't even made a dent in the ones that I have. I don't care that I'm getting glue on this side because I'm going to cover it anyways. The back side is going to be covered with coffee dyed paper, and that's what I'm going to put the lines on for the actual journaling. And like I said, I have a whole bunch of these to make. So that's what I have so far. So I'm thinking I might do a video with each different theme. Actually, let's just cut that away. Put that over there. Cut these apart. Now I have some things I'm using in my garbage bowl, like I'm using these, but I just put them there. But I am going to cut these apart over my garbage bowl. Isn't this so pretty? This is the pottery bowl that I was, if you watch my other videos, that's the pottery bowl I've been talking about. And I can see some little spots that are going to need a little bit more glue. Perfectly fine. There's the turkeys squawking. I don't like this right here. Okay, there's that one. And this goes fairly quickly. I think what I might do is pre-do the majority of these for my next video and just do one on camera and then just have the others sort of ready to roll. So I'm doing the Enlightenment Expo in Portland, Maine, the last Saturday in September of 2025. It's going to be at the Fireside Inn and Suites in Portland, Maine. 10 to 5, $5 admission. And I am the first speaker of the day. And I'm talking about journaling. And cards, oracle cards, tarot cards, all of that. All of it. So I need to have a whole collection of different types of journals. And if you've watched my videos, you've seen I've been making a lot of little mini journals lately. I have a giant journal that I'm going to bring. And that's going to be my sort of biggest, most expensive journal. All these other little mini ones are going to be, I don't know, kind of a little bit more fiscally accessible. Like I said, I don't know if I'm going to keep 6. I'm kind of feeling like 5 pages. But I'm also feeling that the price point is going to be $20. I have a lot of journals that are going to be at the $20 price point. I like things to be affordable for people, but I also don't want to jip myself. I mean, you watch my videos, you know, most of these take a minimum of an hour. I think we're only going to do 5. I think we'll keep this for another journal. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yep, we'll do 5. Okay, and I wanted to do some of this book page. That's why I stuck it here, so I can come back and grab it. Okay, but before I do all of that, I want to edge everything. In the brown. This, not this. This paper is really, really fragile. And while I'm doing this, if I see like this, something needs more glue, perfect. Just add more glue. Now the backs I'm going to do just in the coffee dyed paper so that that can be written on. Now a little journal, something like this, can be used for inspirational thoughts, motivational sayings, different lists that you might have, just little things you want to jot down. You know, this type of journal can be added to and subtracted from because it's that binding system, the disc binding system. I think that needs a little bit right there. And my thing is starting to shed. My my sponge. Okay. There is that. Now I had a page, don't know where I put it, but let me grab one of these because some of these I'm not going to use. So I'm going to use this to glue over. There. I like to have different layers, as we all do, and layers of visual interest. I'm not worried about edging this because the paper is super fragile. I hear the turkeys over there in the woods. They were walking by when I was getting ready to start this video. Keep an eye on them. So my son started his new job. If you've been watching, you know, my son got a job at Whole Foods. He's going to be a personal shopper. So he started. He said the people are really nice. He says the customers are really nice. So he's going to be a personal shopper, but he hasn't even been trained in that yet. They're teaching him all this sort of other stuff. So he was doing bagging yesterday, and he's very good at bagging because when we go shopping, he does all my bagging. Because they don't always have baggers at a lot of these shops we go to. So he did a good job. Said he was talking to some of the cashiers. He's trying to find some people to sort of like be friends with and hang around with. And he said most of the cashiers he was talking to were older people. I said, of course they were. You gravitate towards people that are a little bit older. That's your sort of friendly spot. I think what I want to do at this point is go ahead and glue the coffee stained paper to the back. Just roll that a little bit. And once again, I don't care if I get glue all over this because I am gluing it to this. And then this is going to be the actual journal paper that people will be utilizing. You know, I say I make junk journals and I say I make art journals. I like to be artistic in the things that I create, all things that I create. And I don't always have to use recycled materials. I do, though. Call it what works for you. I know both names get sort of tossed around. And a lot of times I am doing, you know, one-of-a-kind sort of artsy things within my journals. It makes it a little bit more of an art journal. I have some things planned that are going to be coming up. I'm just looking for a couple more supplies that I have. And that's going to be very sort of artsy that I'm going to be adding into my journal. Okay, some of these are going to need a little bit more glue. That is okay. And I try and keep as much of this paper as possible. Because I can certainly get a whole bunch more cards onto this. So I will keep that over there in my bowl. And now let's go ahead and trim these up. There. Now, the other thing that I have, I finally found my corner rounder here. So let me additionally corner round these, which means I'm going to come back and I'm going to do all this. It just gives it another different level of look. I broke a couple of my long fingernails. And I broke them below the line. So they hurt like a son of a gun. And I don't have the guts to rip them off yet because it's broken here and it was bleeding here. You can see I bent them all back the other day. I was trying to get up out of bed and my hand slipped. I was holding on to something. Ooh, that hurt. So, it really hurts. So I'm sort of moving a little differently. It will, I know you can like super glue it, but I'm allergic to it. So it will just be painful for like a week. I don't know. Ooh, I hate that though. It's impeding what I need it to do. And I'm going to cut it down. I'm going to cut it back. Ooh, I hate that. I mean, my nails grow so long, so quick. So I'm not super worried. But ooh, does it hurt. Looks like a son of a gun. So I'm moving a little differently with this hand. It's not stopping me from crafting. Why would it? You know, I said I was going to let my mom try this one and see if this worked for her. You can tell that I've totally done that, right? She's going to be watching this going, yeah, I know. Where is it? Okay, so there's 3. So yeah, I think we're going to stick with 5 per book. You know, these take me on average more than an hour to create. And if I'm doing a $20 price point, I don't really want to go more than an hour per one, because then I'm not making any money to pay myself. Supplies, even though a lot of the stuff is recycled, there's still a lot of supplies, ink, all the stickers, if I use paper dolls, you'll see. You know, you guys do it yourselves, you know. So I'm thinking I don't want to go to 6 cards per book. I don't know, let me know your thoughts. I'm interested to hear what it is that you do when you do these and sell these. Or do you sell them? Would you sell them? You know, sometimes I hear some artists say it's not worth it to sell it because they could never get their worth. And I hear you in that, let me tell you. Giving it a try. That's all I can do. You know, it's something I enjoy doing, but just because I enjoy doing it doesn't mean I shouldn't get paid for the service that I'm providing, which is selling art. And artists have struggled with that over the years. You know, just because you enjoy creating the art doesn't mean you shouldn't get paid for the piece that took you 14 hours or whatever it is a month to create. Okay, I've got this part done so far. So we've got all the fronts done. And we've got all the backs done. Now, I have I call it the mushroom punch. It's the Happy Planner punch. I have measured it out. Where did I put that card? I had it. Oh well, it's here somewhere. I measured it out. So, can you see this? Right here is a line. I am going to put the edge of my card on that line. And then when I do that, let me tip it and still hold it. There's going to be 3 little mushroom punches that are going to be punched out. I call it mushrooms. I'm sure got, oh, that's the wrong side. Oh, it's a good thing I didn't press it down. Yeah, pay attention to what you're doing. I call it the mushrooms, but I'm sure it has some other like actual name. There. Now let me make sure I have them going the right way. That could have been problematic. And I make sure I push them in enough that way too. There. Let me just double check that they line up. And they do nicely. So now let's decorate these. So I have a whole bunch of things here to decorate these with. I have my stencils right here. Oh, let me grab my stencil brushes. grabbed everything except my stencil brushes. And I think I may have enough ink on these that I don't need to re-ink. I'm kind of leaning towards that circle one, although I do like this one. Let's do this one, and we'll do each one a different color. And I'm only doing it on that book page piece. Yep, it's there. It's subtle, but it's there. And that's okay with me. I mean, I can certainly add more ink to the brush, but hey, why bother? Yep, it's there. That one you can see the best. Yep, you can barely see it, but it is there. This one might be the palest. Oh, it's there. It's pale, but it's there. Okay, I'm good with that. All right, now the theme that I want to do these in is a metaphysical theme, since I'm doing a metaphysical show. So I have some of these stamps, and it's never been opened. Take these out. These are silicone clear stamps by Globe Land. Don't know if I got these on Amazon or Temu. Here's the little paper, but even the people on Temu do sell on Amazon. So FYI. I have this word stamp that I was doing the other day, and I left it on this because I wanted to do this as well. Just like as a little background. Okay, done with that. Now there's a whole bunch that I like here. Let's maybe do, I'll wipe this off. Let's do the phases of the moon. And I'm using the VersaFine Claire Nocturne. Oh, I like that. When I create journals, big or small, I like to have a couple things for continuity. This stamp, the stamp at the top, the stencils, the book page, the paper for the pattern. There's a lot of sort of continuity things that I like to have. Should we do another one? Grab my glue page here. Wipe that one off. Let's do this little tiny moon. I kind of like that. Those birds are chirpy. Yeah, just something very subtle. Okay. Now let's decorate with some other stuff. Put that there. Put that there. Cover it. Geez, that bird. It sounds like there's something wrong with him. Or is it a bird or is it the squirrel? No, I don't know. There's a squirrel sitting there. Maybe the bird's squawking at the squirrel. It doesn't really, I don't know. It doesn't sound like the squirrel. They're squawky. Okay, I have this box of all my sort of metaphysical stickers. And I also have these. Actually, let me look at these. Ooh. Those are pretty. Not like super metaphysical, but, and they're kind of bigger than my cards. These are pretty. Oh. I could do the celestial ones. All right, I like that. Oh, I love those. Sort of the craters of the moon. These type of things are pretty too. Oh, here's some more celestial. Here's some crystals. Okay, let's come back. I think I'm going to do some of these celestial things. And are these frames? First of all, I have to get them out of the book. Is that clear? Oh, it is clear. Okay. All right, I might be able to use those. Okay. So let's see, now that I already made the holes in these, I might have to come back and make some more holes. Which will be fine. There's that one. I know I'm going over my stamped bits, but I'm okay with that. That one. See if I can get this one to work. All right, now my thought was to maybe do some frames over some of these. That's not clear. That one's clear. Are these clear? Oh, good, they are. There. And then I'm going to trim this side. And then I'm going to use these two there. And let's go back to those crystals and see if we can get those crystals to work. Oh, here they are. Let's see. I have these crystals. And then I have these crystals. I think I like these better. Let's put this book away. Oops. I'm not using those right now. Oh, they're all like attached. Are they all the same? No, they're different. Oh, no, they're not. Oh, yeah, they are. They're different. There's a couple that are similar. Except they are a bummer. There we go. Oh, it just split. Oh, yay. All right, let's try this again. These are like those vinyl stickers. There we go. Where's my... Oh, right here. Okay, there's that one. Just try not to tear them again. There we go. It's starting to tear. I think I need to pop them out. Okay, there. Who would have thought the stickers would be a little problematic? Okay, there. And pop this out of here. I think some of these are stickers that can go on like the water bottles and stuff. There. Now this one. Let's see. Is this one going to be too big? Yeah. Yeah, we'll do that one. Okay, come on. There we go. Okay, those are good. Let's get this thing back here. Next time I'll just wait. Ooh, am I not going to line it up right? No, let's give it a try. Okay, that lined up. Oh, I didn't even need to do that one. I don't need to do that one. I do need to do these. Yep. Next time I will wait and do all of this at the end. I did it in the beginning because I wanted to see my spacing. Okay. Got that part done. Now, next thing I want to do is I have this line stamp. It's for recipes. You know what? I've been meaning to just cut this apart, and I think that's what I'm going to do. Because this is pretty much all I use it for, are making lines on my journals. So let's put some lines on the back. Using my recipe thing here. There. Simple and easy, and people will automatically know it's a journal. There. Simple, simple. This is just a recipe stamp set. That's all it is. Okay. I think I'm done, and I was kind of feeling like I want that one on the cover, but kind of like this one. Okay, now I need to decide what discs. I need 3 discs. There is a pink. There is a blue. there's a clear, and then there's this sort of blackish, slate-ish kind of color. It really isn't like a purple. Let's give this a try. So I just hold them together, slide it over the disc, slide the disc in there. And these discs are a little big for these books, but that's okay. I just got them on Amazon. Yeah, we'll go with those. So let's give a little look at the book. How cute. I want to add a little bit of glue right here. Now, I was thinking of doing gems on these pages, but if I do gems, it's too lumpy for somebody to be able to journal on it. So I think I'm going to bypass the gems because I want this to be, you know, a functional journal. I don't know. I feel like it needs a little something else. I don't know. Does it need the gems? You know, I have some glitter. All right. Let's do a little bit of glitter. This is the Studio G glitter glue, which means I have to take this all apart. So this will be able to dry, which is not a problem, but I think I'm going to jazz these up with the glitter and then I'll leave them in the sun to dry. That needs a little bit of glue. There. And then just with this little bit of glitter, hopefully this will work. I'm just going to do a little bit of glitter in the crystals. I'm not sure if this glitter is going to show up on camera. Okay, let me stand up so I can see what you're seeing. Can you see the glitter? A little bit. So there's the front. And there's the back of all of them. So I'm going to take these and I'm just going to put them over here in the sun. Oh. Front and back. I think they came out kind of cute. Put them over there. They will be dry within an hour, I'm assuming. Super cute. And I'm just going to leave the back one with the rings on it. So cute. Little $20 book. What do you think? Love to hear your opinion. Let me know. Thanks so much for tuning in. Please check out my website, elementalenergieswithchristiane.com. If you're interested in any crystals or decks, getting a private psychic reading with me. And I also have some freebies. I have some free printables, free like meditations, how to use a pendulum, that type of thing. Please like and subscribe to this page. I would really appreciate it. I need to get my numbers way, way up. Thanks so much for tuning in. Take care and be free.